Hey Libby, my kryptonite, it's nothing so simple and so obvious. I think my kryptonite would have to be how close I hold my loved ones to my heart. They are the chink in my armor, essentially. My loved ones could do the most damage to me very easily, and I'm super protective over them. And so if anything were to happen to them, it would crush me. The modern Superman, he's very found in the comic books. He's very obvious in the comic books, but because we've only sort of had live action stuff, and he's basically he's an alien. He's an alien who's been living amongst us. He's an alien with an alien body, and this sort of unbreakable body and these incredible powers, but a very human soul and a very human mind. And it's that sort of, it's almost like a wonderful bridge between these godlike beings and humanity. It's the same throughout all mythological heroes we've had, whether they be the sons of gods and man, and therefore these demigods, which is kind of what Clark is. He's got the aspects of man about him, but also the aspects of this godlike race when they, have the power of the yellow sun. So yeah, that's what he is. The physical stuff was vitally important to me. I think to help in that belief of invulnerability, you have to look a certain way. It's always been prevalent in the comic books, and it was very important to me to represent that correctly. And it took an awful lot of hard work and a very, very long time. Is there too far you can go? Yes, there is, because when you start to look, if I were to put on so much muscle that it didn't look natural on my body, it looked like my frame was overwhelmed by muscle, then you stop looking powerful and efficient, and you start looking like you've got some kind of problem. And so it's something I wanted to avoid. I wanted to, push as hard. I didn't have enough time to go that far anyway. I mean, I had 11 months to put on the right kind of mass, and that just took an awfully long time. And given maybe 2-3 years, I could probably go too far. But there's no fear of that. As far as my research went, I went straight to the comic books, and I deliberately didn't touch on the live action stuff previous, on other TV shows or movies, because in my humble opinion, that's the interpretation of the source material by other actors and directors. And I didn't want that to muddy and affect my interpretation. I wanted my interpretation to be as pure and straight line to the source material, which are the comic books, as possible. Straight away, yes, there wasn't a single doubt in my mind. It's one of those things where, it's such a wonderful story to tell, and you're working with the likes of David Goyer, Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, Warner Brothers Studio. This is before the rest of the cast came on, that you say yes immediately when the opportunity arises. I wouldn't say there was any one over another. I mean, they all had aspects which I really enjoyed. There was up on a mountaintop in Vancouver, which was amazing, but I also love being in Plano as well, because I really do like hot weather, and it was 110 degrees there, and so admittedly slightly uncomfortable in the suit, but I still enjoy the hot weather. They weren't so strict as to not let me have any kind of junk throughout shooting. I think I would have lost my mind completely. They understand that I am a bit of a foodie. I like my food. And I think the biggest and most memorable junk food moment I had was after my 6-week lean. No, after my first 2 weeks of leaning, and then was it after? No, it was after the 6 weeks. It was after the big sort of full run of it. And Zach and Debbie ordered me an apple pie from this wonderful company, full tub of ice cream, and a large pizza, and I just crushed it all, and then fell into a very deep food coma.